Hello everyone, welcome back to Survival Roleplay, and we have been pretty busy. We did a few trips to the shop, selling some timber, and I think this will be our last load for the time being because we've got a few trees left, but I don't really want to continue on with demolishing all these trees because once those trees run out, that's pretty much it. I want to keep some of these trees over here just to make the house and that look nice, but yeah, so we got a bunch of logs. We sort of averaging in between 12 to 16 grand per load. Let's make sure it's all doubly strapped up. Actually, there is a bit of... And get rid of you. There we go. But yeah, so at the moment we're on 33 grand. And I think that's just enough, I think, for a forage wagon. Oh, just careful here. That's why I want this thing to tip over. Let's just quickly have a look in the used market. Anything nice? No, no. Ooh. Shame we already got a tractor. That's at 190 horsepower. 50% off. Ah, but it doesn't have a front loader option. Otherwise, that would have been a good tractor for us. But yeah, so nothing to our particular fancy. If we go to some tools, go to forage wagons. Yes. We could buy the Ponder Boss Alpine 251. That is just for 13.5 grand, 16,000 litres. Or if we spend another 16 grand, we could get an extra 7,000 litres. But that's the thing. Do I wait for it to pop up in used dealership or for something else to pop up in used market? That's I'm not too sure. Also, we need money for a seeder, and then also we need money for the harvester. And that's the thing, I want to get started farming because I really want to do some arable crops, but at the moment it just seems not to be the best option for us because it's just a setup cost now. But hopefully, let's see if over the next couple of days perhaps, if Doris has got anything nice on offer for us or if anyone's anything used, because you never know. Always keep your fingers crossed. But yeah, so we're heading to the shop, get some sold, and then we'll go from there. So here we are, just approaching the shop here, and we're going to be very cautious here. So that's what I want this to tip over. We had one accident today with this, I don't want a second accident, so we'll drive you forwards. There we go. So I'm thinking we'll get, if we can get 70 grand, hit the 50 grand mark, that would be amazing, but I'm not too sure. Wow! Woohoo! 21 grand. I think that's because this time I was being a bit more careful with the stacking. I was doing 8-meter long logs. What I did was simply got one piece of a small tree, cut to 8 meters, and use that as a rooter, and that seemed to have done the job. Plus, well, a bit of proper stacking. So that's the thing. We're at 54 grand now. So if we go to forage wagons, we could get this for 13.5 grand. And then we can make silage bells, or we can. We'll have to get this one because we don't have a round baler. We've got a square baler, so that's going to be a problem for us, I think. So what size of the bells we can do here? So that's 120. I don't think we can actually wrap these bells, can we? No, we cannot. We need a proper baler. Oh, that sucks. So I think, yeah, size with the forage wagon is the way to go. But of course, we need to think about seeders, planters and that, and let's go quick over, see if there's anything I haven't come across before. I'm seeing 13.5 grand. That's not too bad actually. I think we may have to go down that particular route because there's just nothing. Yeah, there's just nothing popping up. And in terms of harvesters, this is going to be the main expense here. 75 grand. Or we can get the new Honda TX32 for 55 grand. It is a small little combine, only holds 5600 litres, but it'll do the job. 20 grand for the header, so that would mean we'll need 75 grand for that. Plus 30.5 grand, so it's going to be 105.5 plus this, that's 100. So you're looking at 126 grand, so we need to double our money to get the full set we need. But I think for now, best thing to do is simply go down the forage route. Or do I? You know what? I'm just going to bite bullet and go for it. We've took a gamble and I'm not sure if it's going to pay off, but so what we'll do is just dump some stuff here for now. We'll go and collect this later on when we need it. But yeah, I think the time now is to get some mowing done and get some silage produced. Hopefully before the night falls, because the night fall does fall quite quickly as we are quickly approaching winter. And yeah, I'm nervous because we spent most of the money we've earned so far, but yeah, I really think this is the way to go. Then we can sell some silage in the winter time when the price is right, and hopefully that means you can plant something in spring or like February, March time perhaps. But yeah, this is going to be a big gamble for us, and I'm not too sure if this is going to pay off. But anyways, here we are back at the farm, and actually I have been thinking we could get the cedar and plant some grass in, then we get a bit of a more of a yieldish bonus. Because I know from what I've been told, growing grass like in a field with cedar that is gets you more compared to normal field grass. Not too sure on that. But luckily we've got a big enough tractor here that we can do this 2-in-1 setup here. But yeah, we've got a lot of grass to do, so I'm thinking if we start somewhere, yeah, you know what, start here. You started. As long as I don't make too many erratic movements, we should be good. Like if I start going left and right, then perhaps we'll start missing stuff, but yeah, look at that. We are farming. Well, this is in essence farming, so I am excited. It's a bit of a worry, but what's life where you take no risks? And there's a massive bit there of myth. I was thinking what I said about us got to be careful. But yeah, we're making our first bit of silage. So yeah, let's go continue on here and then see what happens next. There we go. We are just about done here, and yeah, be cracking on. Got very busy, and we got a lot of chaff. So I think until about 90,000 litres or so we've done here. Sub check here. Yeah, about 90,000 litres, and there are some bits that have been spread out over the sides because of these delicate tyre wall bundles. So apparently tyres aren't good at holding chaff in. Good to know. But yeah, so I think what we'll do next is whether or not we ferment this or not, it depends, because best time to sell silage is in January, like February time. At the moment it's 180 per fowl, but I think it can go up to about 200, maybe 225, and if that's the case, then for what we've got, that is what, about 20 or so grand, 20, 22 grand, and that's just from basically one mowing session. If we did that a few times during the year, about 6 times or so during the year, then 5 or 6 times, that is a lot of money in potential. But yeah, also I did forget to say we did buy a front loader bucket because I was going to use that to pick stuff up. But I don't think I'm going to go down that particular route now. But yeah, so we'll stump the weight off there at the moment. And then what we'll do, we'll go and get the forage wagon. And we'll go and collect these bits on the side that we've forgot to pick up. But yeah, so I'm thinking that January, February time. So actually I'm thinking if we put the cover on this today, that'll be ready sometime tomorrow afternoon. Pick that up, then dump another load in, and then just keep on repeating the cycle, then we can sell double. Or actually we could get another silo in, couldn't we? This one only costed, what, about 9 grand or so, and the cheapest one is about 4 grand, even that. So but yeah, just from the bits we've picked up around the edge, 90,000 litres, and that is 10,000 litres we've picked up. So it was a bit, yeah. So we do need to be a bit careful with this, and I think I may just go ahead and put a second silo in at some point. Let's go over this little edge here and just pick all these little bits up. But yeah, if you look at some neat options here in terms of what we can get, like compared to what I want to get, we could get a proper concrete bunker silo. And that is what? I'll say total like volume length and height wise and width, about, you can quadruple that. So yeah, say about this, you get about 300 or so thousand litres. I'd say that's not realistic at all. I know that the medium ones can hold very much close to about 800,000, so yeah, about 400,000 litres. Not too shabby, and what we can do is to keep on piling that up. But yeah, in terms of the mowers, I want to get a bigger mower set up. And when the road, then we can do massive piles of chaff at a time, or the grass or hay, even if you go down that route in particular. But yeah, I've been thinking actually what we could do, we could go with the Kun GMD 8730FF. Yes, I know it's a bit of a mismatch setup. I think that could be a good way to go for now. And if we go to, sorry, go to like our tractors and that, just look at the horsepower, because if we went with that full massive ponder setup, that is about 190 or so horsepower, so tractor could just about do it perhaps, but yeah, that's the thing I won't do, is push it too much. Yeah, also we could get a win where I think I'm getting the Kun Gap 4731, or actually I could go with a better options like the Sans or Krone. Certainly if any of these come up in the used market, we're just going to go snap ahead and buy it. Just because it's going to be worth it in the long run. If it's worth 50% off, heck, even if it's like 40, 45% off, I'm going to go ahead and buy it. It'll save us money. I'm not too worried about the increase in wear and leasing costs, but I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead, sleep the night, and see if anything pops up in the morning. Because I do think if we get a nice cedar popping up, then we could plant grass, fertilise it, lime it, weed it and all that, and we could get more bang for a buck. So you're paying about 500 or so euros a day in terms of loan interest and daily running cost. Now it's already 60% fermented, so actually that's going to be done very quickly, actually. But yeah, later on this afternoon. So check the UC ship, and oh, what's this? This is the grass roller and weeder. That is, you know what? We're going to go ahead and buy this because we can use this plant canola later on in the year. I think we've just missed a planting window or so for canola. There's Deutzfar there. Yeah, go ahead and buy that. Deutzfar would be good to have, but yeah, 100 grand, not go down that route. But yeah, if we check the planting window, yeah, so canola planting window is August, so realistically, the first time we're going to ever plant crop is perhaps March or April. I think if we go down the soybean route, plant soybeans later on in the year, well, in March, March, April, whatever it is, then that'd be a very good option for us. But I think, yeah, so this is like the amount of grass we've done, a fair bit of amount. I think those trees are within our property boundaries, I'm not too sure, we'll double check that. But yeah, if we can get like a second little silo in, even if it's the same size or smaller size, it will cost about 4 to 9 grand. Back it down, then we're just going to keep on piling up, sell silage after silage after silage, sell in big bulks at a time. In terms of collections, thinking the forage wagon may be the best route to go, and no need the bucket to actually open up the bunker silo. But yeah, in terms of crops now, I think yeah, April for soybeans. We could do canola in another field in August. But yeah, we'll leave that for now. We'll think about that down the road. I really hope you enjoyed this. If so, I'll see you all in the next one, folks. Bye for now.